Hi, my name is Nur and Batrisyia binti Anuar.
Hi, my name is Ayuni Nabilah binti Muhammad Khairul Afizan.
Hi, my name is Khodhejah binti Muhammad Hamidi.
Hi, my name is Nurul Syafiqah binti Mohd Fazley.
So, based on this poster, we will explain about Porter 5 forces. Firstly, I will explain about what is Porter 5 forces. Porter 5 forces is a model that identifies and analyzes 5 competitive forces that shape every industry and helps determine an industry weaknesses and strengths. 5 forces analysis is frequently used to identify an industry structure to determine corporate strategy. At this poster, if you can see, there is an old man with glasses. He is Michael Porter. So, who is Michael Porter? Michael Porter is the person who created the tools of 5 forces model in 1979. This tool has become one of the most popular and highly regarded business strategy. To summarize, these forces include the number and power of a company's competitive rivals, potential new market entrants, suppliers, customers, and substitute product, and influence a company profitability. The first tool of Porter 5 forces is competitive rivalry. Competitive rivalry is the measurement or intensity of competition between companies in the same field or industry. Some competitive rivalry is often healthy for all businesses involved, as it encourages product and service innovation and discourages unnecessary price increase for customers. Examines the competitive currently is in the marketplace, which is determined by the number of existing competitors and what each is capable of doing. Competitive rivalry is minimal and no one else is doing what you do. Then you will likely have tremendous competitive powers as well as healthy profit. For an example, Toyota rivals are Honda, Nissan and Mitsubishi. It is because the brand of that car is higher demand. Then the other reasons of why Honda get higher demand, because Honda introduce new model every year, such as Honda City that launched at 2020 and Honda CR-V in 2022. It means that Honda is upgrade their features to attract the customers. Next, we will move to the factors that determine competitive rivalry. The first factors that can influence the existence of and intensity of a competitive rivalry is market saturation. So, markets that have a substantial number of businesses offering similar products or services have a higher likelihood of encountering competitive rivalries than those with fewer direct competitors. Companies facing this type of competitive rivalry often feel compelled to spend time and money demonstrating their uniqueness to consumers. The second factor is lack of differentiation. Some industries have little product or service differentiation from one company to the next. A lack of differentiation can increase the chances a consumer will select a product based purely on price or availability rather than brand loyalty, leading to competitive rivalry. The last factor is strategic planning. Strategic planning, like focusing on long-term growth and development over short-term profit increases, can affect competitive rivalry by shifting the focus of the market. So, to be conclude, competitive rivalry is to identify who is our competitor in the industry or business. To handle the industry competition, the company needs to improve on existing product and services and identify a need in the industry and satisfy it with a product or services. So, to be conclude, competitive rivalry is to identify who is our competitor in the industry or businesses. To handle the industry competition, the company need to improve on existing product and services and identify a need in the industry and satisfy it with a product or services. That's all from me, so I will pass to the next forces.
Second one of forces model description is trade of new entrants. The trade of new entrants refer to how easy it is to enter and leave the market. These are also known as barriers to entry and exit. The easier it is for new companies to enter, the more likely new entrants will come in and try to exploit a new part of the market. It is an unfavorable position for any company to be in. However, it can help incumbent firms ensure they are proactive with new product offerings and design. To explain, there are 6 main areas that reduce the trade of new entrants and create significant barriers to entry. There are many more factors that contribute, but these are the main ones. The first one is economies of scale. Economy of scale allow business to reduce their unit price as it grow bigger and achieve efficiency gains. When there are already big players in the market with harsh cost advantages, it makes it difficult for new entrants to compete. The second one is brand image. Brand image is another difficult obstacle to overcome for new entrants. Once an image is established, it is difficult to take business away from what is an extremely trusted business. The third one is capital requirement. In industries such as oil and gas extraction or even banking, there are significant startup costs. Potential new entrants require millions just to get started. The fourth one is technological economics. Technology and specific industry expertise can prove invaluable to new entrants, but also present them with a harsh barrier to overcome. Creating a new airline business, for instance, involves a significant level of industry knowledge. Next is government policies. Government policies can restrict competition in the marketplace, either by creating new legislation or imposing tariff or quotas on goods coming in from abroad. Lastly is strategic barriers. In some industry, the first company to enter the market successfully obtains a favorable position. We also have the power of established firm that will look to swiftly outcompete new firm. It may do so by artificially lowering price. Alternatively, it may vertically integrate so that it controls part of the supply chain and can therefore pass on lower price to the consumer.
The third Porter 5 forces models is bargaining power of supplies. Bargaining power of supplies is another vertical force, although this time it refers backward in the supply chain. For instance, how much power do retail stores have over consumers and how much power do companies like Kellogg's have over Walmart? Suppliers can exert their power by raising prices, reducing quality or restricting supplier, thereby extracting profitability from the buyer. Also, they can become even more powerful if this power extends down the supply chains. For instance, a manufacturer may have power over the retailer, who in turn has power over consumer. What we see as a result is the cost being passed on through the chain. There are a number of factors that can lead to such power up by suppliers. They include the supplying industry is concentrated with few companies, whilst the buying companies are in a more competitive environment with a greater number of companies. It has a unique product offering that other suppliers don't offer. With other suppliers unable to provide the same product, the buyer can be tied in through its product specification or specialized equipment. To replicate these factors would require significant cost and time. The supply's success is not dependent on one industry. If the supplier has many customers from many industries, it has no specific incentive to ensure one industry is kept alive. In turn, it is able to exert greater power and charge a higher rate. There are no substitute suppliers, so the buyer cannot simply move to another types of supply. For instance, metal can manufacturers can choose between aluminium and steel, thereby reducing the power of steel suppliers.
And I will explain more further for the fourth of Porter model, which power of customers or buyers. The ability that customers have to drive price lower or their level of power is one of the 5 forces. It is affected by how many buyers or customers a company has, how significant each customer is, and how much it will cost a company to find new customers or markets for its output. As you can see on the poster, the power of consumer will affect pricing and quality. A smaller and more powerful client base means that each customer has more power to negotiate for lower price and better deals. A company that has many smaller independent customers will have an easier time charging higher price to increase profitability. This means they may find it easy to switch to new, cheaper competitors, which can ultimately drive down prices. Assalamualaikum and hi. My name is Nurul Syafiqah binti Mohd Fazley, and I will explain more further for the ports of porter model, which power of customers or buyers. The ability that customers have to drive price lower or their level of power is one of the 5 forces. It is affected by how many buyers or customers a company has, how significant each customer is, and how much it will cost a company to find new customers or markets for its output. As you can see on the poster, the power of consumer will affect pricing and quality. A smaller and more powerful client base means that each customer has more power to negotiate for lower price and better deals. A company that has many smaller independent customers will have an easier time charging higher price to increase profitability. This means they may find it easy to switch to new, cheaper competitors, which can ultimately drive down prices.
The last for Porter 5 forces model is trade of substitute products. The trade of substitutes cannot be underestimated. They are firms that have a strong market position with its own market, perhaps even a monopoly. The potential for new entrants is high, bargaining power of buyers and suppliers is low, and there is no competitive rivalry. In fact, this is the epitome of a monopoly. It has unrivaled market power both up and down the supply chain. Yet it can still face a significant threat of substitutes. Coca-Cola, for instance, has been facing increasing pressure from low-sugar beverage, and this is taking away more health-conscious consumers. Other than that, the variety of flavored waters and juices has increased substantially, and this issue is putting pressure on Coca-Cola to evolve. Whilst it dominates the soft drink market, it was losing revenue to healthier options such as smoothies and low-sugar juices. Whilst Coca-Cola is not a monopoly, most of the other forces do not apply, which makes the trade of substitutes such as a key strategic point. In fact, it is one that has not gone unnoticed by the company. It has expanded its product offering from Coca-Cola Life to Plus to Diet to Zero Sugar, each which a slightly different option for the health conscious. For business that have a strong market position, the trade of substitutes perhaps one of the most important issues. This is because the other 4 forces tend to be less of a factor in markets where there is a condensed concentration of competition.